Hi, you'll notice there's nothing behind me, and I can move my hand over this side without messing up the green screening. That was bugging me for a long while. But this isn't a return to how I used to do things, unless people really want me to do that. Please leave a comment if that's what you feel, but I quite like the visual differences. But I decided to do this to delineate between the two types of video. So if there's something behind me, it's about a specific piece of media, or maybe a couple like I've done sometimes. But it's not going to be the more nebulous kind of things where I talk about a concept or maybe a whole series or something like that, where putting something behind me, putting something together to put there would be a lot more work than just recording the video without something. So that's what this is. This is more about a concept, and as you'll see from the title of the video, there are good things and bad things here. And the bad things led me to the good things. And I'd forgotten about this video actually for a few days, and then I saw news literally just before recording this that made me remember that, yes, I wanted to do this video. So a short while ago, I saw that Disenchanted was on Disney+, and I was like, I enjoyed Enchanted. We watched Enchanted first and then Disenchanted, so we'd got it fresh in our minds. Maybe that wasn't the best idea, because we'd had the original to base it off of, and can see how it just didn't stack up. It did not compare in a way that we would have liked. It was fine, it wasn't terrible, but it just didn't need to exist. Now, last week, the video that went up was about Pinocchio, which I literally said, why does this exist? It didn't need to exist. Before that, we had She-Hulk, which is now starting to bring down the Marvel streaming for me, whilst I thought that was, the golden child of Marvel's house, if you will, at least of filmed entertainment. And yeah, that was even disappointing, and I'm starting to lose faith. But then I saw news that, I think it's Bob Chapek, I think the old guy was. Someone will correct me on that, I know. I don't care. But he stepped down and Bob Iger is coming back. This could be a good thing. The announcement that reminded me to do this video was, I didn't look at the full article, I will admit that, but it did say, there's a lot of work we need to do. And that is hopeful. So whilst Disenchanted made me, want to do something at least about how Disney's really just dragging the bottom of the barrel, just doing legacy, sequels and remakes and all this kind of stuff. We now have someone different in charge who hopefully will stop all of that. One of the big problems with Disney at the moment is it's literally like a machine that prints money for them. Anything they put out there, they know people will come to. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't include theatrical releases, for some of it anyway. Obviously, some things are theatrically released, but a lot of their stuff is either just straight to Disney+, or it's simultaneous. Now, as much as a lot of people enjoy the atmosphere of going to a cinema or a movie theatre for those stateside, there is the comfort aspect to consider. People given a choice between going in a room full of weirdo strangers who might react weirdly, who might not turn their phone off, who might not care about anyone else in that room, might be really obnoxious, throwing stuff around, or going to a movie theatre, sorry, I couldn't resist, but no, going to, being comfortable in your own environment where you can pause it if you need to go for a bathroom break or anything like that. All of these things mean that laziness will run out. Also, after COVID, some people are still reluctant to be in a closed room with strangers, because whilst you might be taking all kinds of precautions, a lot of people aren't now. A lot of people have slipped into old habits. And yeah, I can totally understand that fear. So if you give people the opportunity just to not have to come out, they can just pay a monthly subscription, which they can cancel once they've caught up. It's just nonsense. And yeah, okay, you don't have to make sure that, prints are sent out to every cinema across the world, or whatever ones are showing you. But it's still, I don't think the gains from Disney Plus subscriptions offset that. And it does cause an issue where, you don't have tentpole releases because it's just whenever people have the free time at home. Whilst I love the idea of streaming and having everything on demand, I do think this is a bad move. It's bad financially, it's bad for the future of cinema, because, yeah, whilst I have social anxiety, whilst I avoid being in a closed room full of strangers where I can, it's still an experience that is sometimes more enjoyable than just sat at home. So I'm cautiously optimistic about the reappointing of Bob Iger. I can't imagine it could get any worse, and that's not a thing that I would expect to say about one of the big powerhouses of entertainment in our modern world. Disney have really just rested on their laurels and just done the bare minimum, and I think this is the wake-up call. I think this is them realising that, oh, we need to actually do stuff. We can't just... I mean, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world. Shoot me. I don't care. I'm not super obsessed with it. I've been slowly catching up with some of the Clone Wars stuff so I can actually watch The Mandalorian and everything like that with the knowledge of all these characters properly. I couldn't really get through Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I think that's what it's called, because I don't like Souls-like games, which it kind of is. And so I haven't watched any of the other series that people have just gone, it's just nostalgia baiting. That's what Disney's become, nostalgia baiting, and you cannot survive on that alone. So yes, Disenchanted made me realise just how bad it is. Well, no, Pinocchio did, but Disenchanted was the nail in the coffin. But things may turn around. I'm crossing my fingers. I don't want to eat my words again after a video I've made, but I'll be willing to if Disney really does drop the ball further, because I'm losing faith, and a lot of people are. But that's all I want to say about it. Like I say, I wanted to end on the high. Iger is back. Things might get better. Leave it at that. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and as always, take care.